Welcome back to my channel. Ariwa Bestie. Ariwa Bestie, welcome. In life, if there was something I learned very early, was divide and rule system. Yes, I always knew divide and rule system worked like it worked like magic. And to be honest with you, in our society of today, that is what a lot of people like, especially people that want to win over a battle that they know it's not going to be favorable for them. They use that divide and rule system, and to be honest with you, divide and rule system is something that is very, very powerful. It works. It works, it works, it works. Like coming back to my country, Nigeria, my beloved country, Nigeria. Since we came into democracy, to be honest with you, the divide and rule system is what our politicians have used against us. Yes, in the past, I grew up most of my life in Jos. Like presently, I'm shooting my video from Jos, Plateau State. Yes, I grew up all my life, and I grew up with all sorts of ethnic groups. I grew up with Yoruba, I grew up with Hausas, I grew up with Igbos, I grew up with Idomas, I grew up with Thieves, I grew up with people from Nasarawa, Igon. I grew up with virtually most different ethnic group, and as well different religions as well. I grew up with people who are Muslims, I grew up with Christians, I grew up with atheists, I grew up with free thinkers, I grew up with people that go to all these celestial churches. And for once, we never really saw each other differently. We had this unity, we had this genuine love for each other. I remember those days we used to have a neighbor, like our house was an upstairs, and we used to have a neighbor. We're upstairs and she was living downstairs. They were very good friends with my mom. I remember those days when my mom is going out, she asks us to go there and stay till she comes back, vice versa. When their mom is also going out, she asks them to stay with us. Like we grew up like sisters and brothers. As I speak to you, till date we still keep track of each other, like we still reach out to each other, and thanks to social media we are still in communication. Yes, this one is married, this one has given birth, this one has kids, this one is in town, this one is coming to town. Like, we still have this genuine brotherly and sisterly love. But then once upon a time, everything just changed. Like, you see neighbors fighting neighbors hate each other, neighbors are keeping serious malice, neighbors are like, in fact, when the whole thing started, to be honest with you, I think I got depressed because friends that I could just go and visit them freely, I could no longer visit them because both of us now started developing some little constraints. Like we started having like doubts among each other. Like it was more like you invite your childhood friend to your house and they'll be like, no, I beg you, I can't come to your area because your area is not safe for me. Like, I don't get it. To be honest with you, you see the divide and rule system, and right now, even what is happening currently in Nigeria still carries that feel. Okay, just like that, protesters were attacked in Abuja. They were also attacked in Lagos. Like, now already can you see divide and rule system. Now, when I came to social media, I saw people throwing all sorts of jabs, insults, and all that. And I'm like, okay, as usual, okay. And unfortunately, none of our youth are seeing through this. And to be honest with you, my fellow youths, my fellow Nigerians, in fact, the whole world, Nigerians in the whole world as well. Let's grow past that. Let's put our eyes on the prize. What are we going for? What is this whole protest all about? This whole protest is ENDSARS, end police brutality, reform the police system, improve their salaries, teach them how to behave well, evaluate them psychologically. To be honest with you, is a good cause on its own. Like, it sounds very, very good to pursue, but when we begin to put sentiment, or we refuse to see, because for me, it's even gradually becoming an old record. Divide and rule, yes, it's gradually becoming an old record. I feel that right now we have gotten to a point in our lives where we see through that divide and rule system. Yes, we see through that divide and rule system. This protest has been going on for days now, right? And then suddenly from nowhere, these guys just pop up, start destroying people's cars, tearing people's tires, attacking people. Now, who are these people? When you even sit these people down, ask them what this course is all about, they don't even know what it is. Someone somewhere just went, although I heard today that one of the people that sponsored those talks that attacked those protesters have been arrested. And to start with, why through that kind of violence to peaceful protesters? I made a video where I was like, I'm impressed with the youth. They came out and they are protesting peacefully, no violence. In fact, I was watching one of the protests from Lagos. It was even more of bubbly. There were DJs and all that. But for me, let's still don't forget ourselves in this whole thing. Let's still remember we have a cause. Let's still remember that there is something that we are trying to agitate for. There's something that we're trying to pursue, and it is a very strong cause. For me, if for once we can put ourselves together, like Igbo people will tell you that when a broom is one stick of broom, it cannot sweep. But when you put them together, it sweeps better. So that is this: united we stand. You understand? United we stand. Please, let's don't allow ourselves to be divided. Yes, I understand it's not easy. People's cars are broken and there's expenses, having to repair your glass, buy new tires. I know that all those things are expensive. But for God's sake, if we put out this course, and it's going to end up favoring us, our kids, our generation yet unborn. Like, maybe I'm saying this now because I'm a mom. Probably 10 years ago I wouldn't have been speaking this way, but then when you have kids and you want a better life for your children, you don't want your children to pass through the kind of stress you had passed through, definitely you need to take some little actions. Even though, yeah, it made the result of some of the departed, because in this protest some people lost their lives. I heard that some people were even arrested, but so far the Lagos government has asked them to be released. Basically what I'm trying to say in this video is divide and rule system is a method that is for me is a cocky method, because I don't see how it comes out to be nice. It's a very, very cocky method that selfish people with hidden agenda come out with and use to destroy people that have positive goals, deviate them away from their positive goals, get to divide you and rule you. Because it's easier to govern, or it's easier to control people when they are less, or when they are fighting themselves. I will pretend to be this person's friend, I also pretend to be this other person's friend, and before you know anything, I keep foiling all sort of rubbish into your head, keep foiling all sort of rubbish into the other person's head. And see, divide and rule system is something that we should see through. It's an old tactic. Like, for me, it's one of the oldest tactic of controlling people, or of manipulating people, or taking control of people's lives. I beg, let's be united. Let's be. Me, I personally wish I can be part of the protesters, but unfortunately where I am now, if I was in Port Harcourt, to be honest with you, I would have been part of the protesters. Yes, I would have been part. I don't know, like here in just Plateau State, is like the protest was not really serious here. I wish I can stand on the street with the protesters, and also my voice should be heard. But that notwithstanding, I'm still using the platform that I have, that's the social media platform, to still do a little bit, because last I'm also in Nigeria. Yes, I don't have any other country other than Nigeria. Even if I go out of Nigeria, I'll still come back. Look at even Nigerians in diaspora, they are protesting. So what does it mean? It means that our identity is relevant wherever we are. So you see, divide and rule system is an old tactic. Everybody should see through it. Yes, so okay, Ariwa Bestie, thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my video, share it if you can. Thank you so much, and see you in another video. Bye.